started that. All right. Let's see if this computer can handle all this. You have no idea how much like stuff that you need to do to get all the other streams going on at the same time. But why are you not working, Brev? One day. Okay, cool. An error occurred. I know. There's always an error. All right. Okay, select that. Cool. Right. All good in the hood. So first things first, how is everyone doing today? What's everyone up to? I hope everyone is good and enjoyed the Christmas period and have had a good time in the run of things. Let me just do this and we can get to a, yeah, that is amazing. I'm loving the way this is looking. No, that's not what I wanted to do. I missed today's opportunity for a long, yeah, it happens. Look, we're in for a long run, right? There's a lot of things happening at this present moment where I would highly suggest for everyone to understand that we're in a market right now where we're in full trader mode, right? We're in full trade mode where you have to be trading and understanding what's happening in the market and working on those factors. You can't be really just doing anything other than that, right? So you have to play the market in the way that it should be. You need to understand that you're going to be having a lot of movements one way or another, but ultimately you're playing in a field where we have low liquidity and a lot of manipulation that could potentially come in, right? Welcome to everyone on the Tube side. Welcome to everyone on the X side. Welcome to just everyone, right? Now, what's going on at this present moment? I think there's not much to do. Yeah. Working Christmas, working New Year. I apologize. What are you doing, man? I'm up on SVL's doing good. Fantastic, man. Look, I would say this. And I will start from here. Thank you so much for the 13,000 likes. It really does appreciate it a lot. Anyone that's new here wants to also understand what's going on a bit about me. I'm been in the industry since 2019. I've been through multiple runs. 7 figures, marketing agency, all that kind of jazz. And I try and give you all the information I can and understand for the future. Now, let me get to what I am seeing right now. And trying to understand. Let me just put this on this side, actually. Can I put it on this side? Oh, yeah. That's awesome. All right, okay, cool. But can you see that on my screen? Oh, you can't. Fantastic. Let me see what I'm seeing at the moment. Right now, Bitcoin has found multiple levels of support, right? And these levels of support are wide-ranging. If we look at Bitcoin at this present moment, this area here that we're sitting in is a extremely strong level of support, right? And now we're developing another area of support here as well, where every time a wick hits that area, it is continued with large amounts of buy orders moving forward. We're seeing this area where we're growing on that status. Now, if we look at further information here, and we look at the lower time frame, we have, in every retrospect, created a higher high, right? We have broken the prior high. And what this means, and what this is trying to, glad to see you again, man, educating as usual. Thank you so much. I've changed a little thing. You can't see my beautiful face anymore, but you can see the screen, which is, I think, what everyone really cares about. Now, what's happening at this present moment is that we've broken the prior high, especially on the low time frame, right? And then we've had this little bit of a manipulation going on. But I want to say this, right? We have seen this, usually, I'll say this, right? Usually, and I'll bring it to a larger time frame. Let's keep going up, right? Usually, when you get three areas of support, so 3 grab of liquidity into a zone like this, it usually is a buy signal, right? It means that there is liquidity. Good to view your screen and lower. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. All right. Usually this means it's a buy order. This usually means this is something where you have to, and look, and I want everyone to understand this is just my opinion. I don't want anyone to do anything that I'm saying. I'm just giving you my understanding of where we are and what's going on and what I believe is the next movement in this market, right? Nothing like it used to be. What do you mean? What's nothing like it used to be? I don't understand. All right. Anyway, now what we usually see is that when you get three areas of nothing is like it used to be. All right, you just mean everything. Too much of it. Yeah. I'll get to that. Usually, when you get three axes into the area of liquidity, that's usually a buy order, right? You usually get 1, 2, and the third one you buy, and usually that moves, right? But what we're getting, these moves down are pure manipulation, right? And what we're seeing is that every single time it is brought down into that area, what does it mean, gold dumping this much? I'm going to get to that. I'm going to get to all of that. I'm going to go all over information. Let me just get through this small understanding, and I'll get to the other details, and I'll get into more in-depth details where I'll be giving a full level of in-depth information on what's going on. When you get to this area where you have multiple levels of manipulation back into liquidity, and it then holds support and rallies from that point, it's usually an area where you find support and move up from there. And I am just saying this. I'll say this, right? We've created a higher high, right? And it looks like we've created we've accessed liquidity, and we're going to see some form of move up. However, that doesn't mean that we could not go one more time and access this level of liquidity around here, right? Ultimately, though, I am seeing price and price action is absolutely terrible. It's because it's low volume, right? Ultimately, I'm seeing this going to test at minimum, the prior range, right? And the prior range that you see here is around the 93 to 94 area. Possibly even go and test the 99 to 100,000 level. But I will say this, right? I've added to my longs, right? I'm in relative profit. I mean, some of them are in profit, some are not in profit, but I've added to my longs at this present moment, and I'm going to average down. Anyone who wants to understand what averaging down means is that you increase the amount that you enter in greater amounts, the lower it goes down. I would say if this goes down to the 85 area, which it possibly could do, it definitely can do, right? If there's an event where it does that there, for me, I'm going to be entering quite aggressively at that point. Like quite aggressively, I will be going in there. Because that move from there, I would say would be the start of what I would call the the New Year rally. That New Year rally that we see could potentially hit these lower levels, at least to the prior range, which will be probably around the 94. If we look at total, that would be about the 3.2, about this area here. Let's say, let's say this here, about the 3.2 within this pocket area here, if we can still see it. Within this area here, if we look at the level of support, as you see, the amount of areas times it has accessed that for liquidity, I would say around this area again. At minimum, that's where it will go to. Do you recommend us to sell or what? Now, what's going to happen, and this is what I'm going to be saying quite clearly, is this rally, this move that's going to be going up, this thing that's going to be trying to access these levels here, may potentially be an area where that means as it's already 20. No, we can move a lot more, right? We may potentially see a rally up into that area minimum, but at that point, it could be the area where we could get more of a capitulation down, right? It's a possible there. further other aspects that I want to talk about, right? If we look at USDT dominance, USDT dominance has also, if we look very clearly, has produced a lower high. This means that we are going to get to a point where this thing, lower high from the previous high usually means a further downward movement, and a bearish movement in USDT dominance means a positive move into to cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, and various other aspects that we're looking at. Right, those areas there are going to be really key areas to look at and to understand that this looks like we're going to see a more of an aggressive rally, and I'm going to get to a few more points why I think that's the case. If we look at Bitcoin dominance, again, produced a higher high. Right, this means that this is going to have has a chance of having a move up, at least a test of the 60% level, potentially the lower level of the 60.5, which could mean a real move in Bitcoin as we go, and then that breakdown could happen. We see the SPX, and we've technically produced a high as well. So this should cause further continuation up, even if it could mean that it could come and test some key ranges. I mean, if we draw a fib at this point, we usually have to play up until the 50% mark or the 3.2 because of the strength of it. So it could potentially come down to 6859, 686, and then move out from there, right? So these things are all pointing towards a move in the right direction. Furthermore, we look at the 10-year treasuries, and it could not break there, right? So I think eventually this is going to have a breakout because, again, it's produced a higher low from the previous one. But at least I think it's going to go and try and test the lower levels of the 3.95. And these things point towards people trying to go into more risk on assets, right? There's a bit of a risk-off asset playing right now, especially if we start looking at what gold and silver has done. Now, everyone, right? Everyone was screaming and rallying and getting happy about these things happening, such as gold going up, silver having an absolute insanity move, right? If we look at silver, where is silver here? Where is silver? If we see silver, it had an absolute insanity move. Like, the move on silver is truly ridiculous. But the problem is, right, with silver, and especially, I mean, you can even look at palladium, platinum, you can look at copper, all metals, right? The problem with this that people don't seem to understand, and what people really don't get, right, is this. You can have rallies of certain metals, such as silver, gold, palladium, all those things. You can have rallies of all of these aspects that you can say. Thank you so much for the 20,000 likes. It really means a great thing. All right. But all of them happening at the same time, is a problem, right? This is the problem that you will face. It means that there is a market fear, right? It means that it's pointing towards an underlying issue that, believe me, it hasn't presented itself yet. There is something here, right, that I can't put my finger on yet. But I've talked to a few people, and all of them are going, there's something here, because this is the epitome of risk off. That is the literal epitome of risk off in this market. You do not see this. This alongside, right, with what you look at the dollar, which is now seeming more and more like a depegging of what you would call as the reserve currency of the world, because the amount of movement that's going into these type of assets such as metals and everything else on that level, it's giving me worrying vibes here, guys. I don't want to say anything. And the thing is, right, when you see people, right, lining up, this is the funniest thing. I found this about Twitter, right? And as much as I like Twitter, it's amazing, Twitter, right? And the thing is, the ones that have the largest amount of followers get the largest amount of views, and the things that they are peddling is amazing. It's amazing. It literally amazing. They're like saying, look, people are lining around the corner to buy silver. This market is going up and only up. And I was like, bruh, that's not a good thing, right? That's not a good thing. You should not be in a scenario where you're sitting in a market where silver is doing that. See, one thing you guys, a lot of people really need to gather in their mind, right, is that they are putting silver in the same park as gold. They're saying that gold and silver are the same thing, but they are not. I want everyone to really understand this. They're not. You are aware JP Morgan has 750 million ounces in the UK vault, plus China are removing exports of silver from Jan. There seems to be a cornering of tech with silver. Thank you, Darren. Thank you, Darren. Silver is a speculative asset rather than gold is a store of value. And everyone is saying, oh, what? Let me just explain this to you guys, right? Right? It's got to a point right now, right? It's got to a point right now where people are hoarding copper. You know, things are a bit, you'll reach 1 million followers, I'm sure. And thank you so much. It's very kind of you, wrote in 1990. It's very kind. I don't think that's going to happen. People don't like my channel for some reason. Right. You know that there is a problem when people are hoarding and lining up to buy copper pipes because they might sell it future for 10 cents more because it's gone up by 20% or something. You know, this is where we are right now. We're in a weird scenario where this move here is that profit taking that you see there, right? Robert Kioski holds silver as backup. I don't know who's Robert Kioski. Can someone tell me who Robert Kioski is? Meme coin or copper, which has more value? I mean, okay, if you do it that way, I don't want you. What are you talking about? Why are you making me love your channel? Thank you so much, Super Tony Boom. That's very kind of you. He's an investor. Oh yeah, look, you need to understand this, right? This sell-off is them taking profit. You guys need to understand this, right? All right, yeah, but forget Rich Paul. Don't get me started about that guy, right? Gold is a different thing. Gold is now becoming what could be described as the reserve asset. After all these things that happened in various conflicts in the world, and US did its little, we are the reserve currency, we can just take your money away, right? After they did that, problems, right? People started to understand that America could at any second do silly things, right? They could do silly things, and people moved away, and that's why gold is going up. Silver and copper and other metals going up are worrying. That means people are moving away from markets, traditional markets, risk on assets to do that. However, this is going to make you guys happy about what's happening right now, right? I'm going to show you some stuff here, and you need you to see this, right? Now, I'm going to show you some graphs, right? And not a lot of people show this on lives because, why should we, right? But I'll say this. Right now, we have two key factors here that's giving me more understanding of why I think we will rally. This two graphs give an understanding of realized losses on Bitcoin and also the amount that is being sold, right? And as of today, from last week to today, it is down by a spectacular spectacular amount. I want you guys to understand this. So the selling pressure that we see in this market is going away. Like, what we're seeing at this present moment right now is that, look, the sell pressure from last week to this week is down by 80%. 80% down. And when it goes down to 80%, and that 80% reduction is from 2.4 billion to 0.5 billion. This is the amount of people that are willing to sell at a loss has reduced by 80%, right? That there reduces the amount of downside sell pressure that we get into this market. And that alone that we see that will happen will mean that not only is there liquidity issues in the market, but these moves that we see down are only stated because of market makers. These wicks and crazy moves that you're seeing right now are all market maker led manipulation. This is what's going on at this present moment. Right now, the market wants to go up, but we are being seen. We look. A market maker's job right now is to make you believe that this thing is not going up. Its whole job right now is to make sure that every pump is like, oh, well, why should pump goes into a dump, right? It goes up and then it will go down, right? Like, it's just, there's no way that this is going to last. No way. How can this last? What's the point of this last? Why would I buy until it goes and reaches because they don't want you to long. They lose money when you long. They want you to long when it's up here. They like late longs, right? When you get a late long, then they can then manipulate the market in a way. Oh, God, please stop. Just work. They can manipulate the market in a way where they can take your liquidity. They are looking for liquidity. That's why trying to trade this market is so unbelievably difficult, because they're there searching for everyone's liquidity, stop losses, liquidation levels, all that kind of stuff that's going on. So you have to be very, very careful when you're playing with these markets, right? But in all, what I'm seeing right now, the amount of strength that you get when you go into these levels of liquidities, you've seen it here, 1, 2, 3, and it's rallied. We're at that stage right now. This thing should, and I'm saying there's always a level of risk here. This thing should rally. In my humble opinion, I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm sitting in a sky bunker with a top that says Dolce and Banana. All right. Hope you've had a good holiday weekend, bro. Thank you so much, Eli. Absolutely appreciate you. Like the new layout? Can someone explain? Should I go back to the old layout? What are you guys thinking? Tell us about the last bull run you experienced and what it was like. It was amazing. The last bull run was amazing. That's all I can say. It was amazing. it got to a point where anything you put your money into, you were doing like 10x minimum. It was insane. All right, it was absolute insanity. But I will get back to that. Thank you so much for that comment, because that there will give me another understanding of what's going on. At this present moment, we are in a weird place, right? We're in a weird place right now where we have maximum sort of level of manipulation, low level of liquidity, and it is at the mercy of market makers. So they're going to be doing a lot. I'm a worker most listen. Thank you so much, Eli. They're going to be doing a lot to manipulate you into knowing what's going on. And I will say this: when things are quiet, when your crypto guys on Twitter are talking about, bruv, have you seen silver? when you see that, this is what you should be looking at. When no one is talking about an industry, it is the time you should be paying attention right now. Right now. Because I'll say this, once you hear it on crypto Twitter, once you hear it on all the news, it's too late. Then you will be exit liquidity. Everyone will be exit liquidity if you go there. Then I'm going to explain to you what I think will happen, right? There's two scenarios where I think will happen, right? Either we will come down, possibly grab liquidity here, and then ladder back up and test this level here. This, it will most probably be an area where a lot of people will start doing going long, thinking, oh, we're back. Then I would say we will get some form of aggressive pullback, right? Now, where this pullback happens to, if it can meet this line here, right? If it can you guys see this, by the way? You guys seeing it? Yeah. If it can meet this line here and then find support and then break above here, then most probably we're going to be find support. What's going on here? Let's try this again. If it finds support here, most probably it will go and test these levels here around the 100,000 level. Between 100,000, let's see, where is it now? Yeah, around the 100,000. Between 99 to 100,000 level minimum, I would say it will test if that happens. A more likely scenario, unfortunately, right, is this breaking through here and then continuing down. That's partly because we have some issues that I feel like I was anyway. What? Sorry? Patience. What's going on? Thank you so much for the hearts, by the way. Thank you so much for sending all these things. It means a lot. You guys are absolutely incredible. You're out of this world. Anyone that's new here and doesn't know what I'm doing, what's happening, it's just, marketer, made a lot of money in this industry and all that kind of jazz, right? Going on from previous experience, you don't have to listen to me saying definitely not what's going on, right? Yeah, but everyone gets that. Anyway, any chance we see things double? Need that just to break even? Eventually we will. Look, I need everyone to understand my analysis of what's going on right now. I would say short term, I think there's going to be, hell, Pelzy, how you doing? I think short term, there's going to be a rally, some form. It could potentially go down here or rally from here up, right? But I'm seeing a rally happening, right? Especially if we look at the total market cap, we've seen a break above the 2.98. I would say this, the 2.98 on the total market cap, if we find support, see this, right? If we see something like that, I am going to put serious liquidity into the market. Even if it is a small level of movement here. Even if it is what's that? Okay. Even if it is a move to the prior range, which is possibly around between this little pocket here, 3.16 and 3.2. Even if it goes here, we're talking about a good 15% move, right? That 15% move will bear really good profits. Do you think the next bull run will be better? I would think the next bull run is going to be insane. It's going to be insane. I want everyone to understand, because if this is the top, there's always a chance that we could have an absolutely massive rally from here. We're playing on odds here, right? This is all a level of odds. This is what I'm seeing. Again, I don't, I'm just a guy in a sky bunker not knowing what's going on, right? But if we see if this is the top, we have had a non-euphoric top. There's only one other time that's happened. There's literally only been one other time where we've had a non-euphoric top in this industry. Why is this not working? Hello? It's supposed to be quality keyboard. Did you hear the quality of the keyboard? The reason I'm saying that is because someone gifted me this keyboard. Someone gifted me this keyboard, and he was like, press the keys. Do you feel you hear the quality of it? And now he watches my streams as well, right? And every time I do it, I say it just for you, brother. Just for you, brother. Oh, those cherry keys. Hello, Steve. How you doing, my man? How you doing? All right, look, that's that situation there. Now, look, I'll show you some other things though, right? There is one other thing that I will say. For me, Bitcoin is a DCA and hold forever. Yeah. That's the thing. Is FatGet going to have a comeback? Yes, it is. You see the market where we are right now. There is zero liquidity, but liquidity is going to be coming into this market. And I'm going to explain why, right? I'm going to explain why. There is liquidity in this market. I just want people to really grasp that. There is massive levels of liquidity in this market. It's just people don't want to allocate it yet. Let me look. You're a investor, right? I want to play a game right now with you guys, right? I'm paying $5,000 to the first five. Oh God, honestly. Let me explain this. Do a thought experiment to you guys. I want this thought experiment, so I'll gain the understanding of how people think. If you had a large amount of money, right, and you didn't see if gold wasn't doing what it was, right, would you at this present moment buy this dip? Would you be looking at this and going, that's the dip I'm going to be buying? Gold, that's the dip. That's it. I'm all in on gold. That's the dip I'm going to be going into. I want to ask a real question right now. Or would you buy something like Bitcoin or SPX or the S&P 500 or NASDAQ or anything else? I'm curious what people will say at this moment. Is gold your hedge, or would it be something that has a potential to do more? I want to see where people's risk profile is at this present moment. What are people really thinking? Gold short at the moment. I would feel I feel I missed the boat on gold and silver. This is what I would do. Right? This is what I would do. It's gonna be against what you guys are thinking, right? Right now, I would be unsure of investing into any risk on asset. Right now, we are in a scenario, especially when you look at Bitcoin. Nothing about that looks bullish. Nothing, right? Silver's going to at least $200. What, Roaring Kitty? Why do you think it's going to go to $200 an ounce? I want to understand why you think that. Why do you think silver is going to go to where's silver? Why do you think silver is going to go to $200 an ounce? I want to understand the mentality of why demand outweighs supply 10 to 1. Why did it not do that 6 months ago? What's changed in 6 months? What's changed? What's changed from 2 weeks ago? What's changed from 3 months ago? What's changed from a year ago? What new emerging technologies? See, you need to see. This is the thing I want to understand. It's very easy to find excuses for something to go up, right? Very easy. But I'll say something about silver. Anything other than gold is speculative. Anything. I want everyone to understand that. Everything is speculative other than gold. Gold is the only thing that is a store of value. Silver is speculative. I'm telling you now. Think of it this way, right? Think of it this way. I want to say this the best way to describe it. If chips, right? If those computer chips, those GPUs and CPUs, and all those kind of things, started to say, you know what? Copper is better than silver. What do you think would happen to the price of silver? Well, yeah, I know, but this is what I'm trying to say, Roaring Kitty. Silver is in demand right now, and right now this move is not because of that. This is people trying to gain on the headlines. This is exit liquidity right now. Right now, electrical vehicle market will consume 25% of global supply in the next few years. Really? Have you seen what happened in England? Have you seen what's happened in England with electric cars and in the US? See, you need to. This is the thing you guys need to understand about this, right? Right now, there was a time where electric cars were the way. It was everything. People were going great. Right now, the only thing the only thing I'm going to say right now is that the only thing that's keeping silver like this is speculation and AI chips and GPUs and CPUs. But I will say this to you, right? I will say this to you. If they find something else, silver will disappear into nothing. There is no something else than gold. There are a lot of things more valuable than gold. Hey, platinum is rarer and more expensive. Why is that not replacing gold? Because the understanding of what gold is to any other metal is that one is a store of value, in essence, currency. Silver is a speculative good. That's it. That's the only thing that's there. And remember when I said to you guys many months ago, I'm investing into to mining companies. Oh my god, it's done well. It's done well. There's no better conductor than silver. We'll see. Right? We'll see. We'll see where this goes. I do see that this thing could potentially go up a bit more, but I will say this, right? Majority of what's going on here is a de-risking event, right? People are fully de-risking of the market or risk on assets, and so they're going into metals. But the next rotation is going to be risk on. If you see, like I've said it to everyone many times, a 1% move in gold right now, 1% move in gold, right? Silver is required in a new solid state batteries. Yeah, but it's all speculative, Cryptus. All of this is speculative. Do you understand what I mean? At this point, silver needs a dog logo and a tiger. Man, there's a few of them out there. A bunch of them, right? Now I'll say this, right? In gold, right now, this is how unbelievable the difference between gold and everything else is, right? And I want to show you, because there's a lot more people in here. I think it's because I'm showing my screen. That's very appreciate everyone that's new, that's here, that's looking at my screen, right? A 1% move in this market. And I just want to explain to you how crazy this is, right? In fact, I'm going to show it to you guys. Let me just show this to you, so you can have an understanding of how insane this move of gold up is. And you say to me that there's no liquidity in the market. Where is that? 435, right? 435. That move there, this move here, right? This move, that move there, from 4307 to 4333. Do you know how much of a move that is? Does anyone know how much of a move that is? That move is the entire cryptocurrency market cap. So you understand, when people say there's no liquidity in this market, I want you to understand that whoever says that to you, right? Whoever says that to you doesn't know what they're talking about. We are in a scenario where we are in there is spectacular liquidity out there. Spectacular. You look at my safe says different. Yes, I know, but the ones that move the markets, there's a lot of liquidity out there. A lot. They just don't want to spend it in and put it into risk on assets. But it will happen. You think that these guys are going to be happy with 3 to 4% move? If you look at an average of this move that's happening, they're going to take profits on this thing, right? There will be a point where this is going to they're going to take profits on this thing and then potentially go side on. And this rotation, and it doesn't have to be into to the industry that we're in. It will be most probably into the S&P 500, Nasdaq, and various other aspects. But it's going to happen. You guys need to get this into your mind that that this rotation of liquidity is going to happen because these people are not happy with small returns. They're not happy with small returns, right? Short term, this thing could go up more. Silver can definitely go up more, and metals can definitely go up more. But there is going to be a point where this thing rotates over. And that rotation over is again, that there is the entire market cap of cryptocurrency. It is total, it's this. That move there is this. It's all of this. So that to there is a bull market. And this is just gold, by the way. I'm just saying, not any of the money that's in the money markets and this and the other. And I will also say this, right? We're going into a situation right now where the Japanese central bank is looking like they're going to do a continuous rate hike cycle. Their last hike did nothing to their yields, their government bond yields, nothing. And that nothing movement means that they're going to continue. So there's going to be a choking of liquidity from there, and that is going to move into things that they're going to want more returns in. And I'm telling you, things that give really good returns are the ones that we're in. You go when things are quiet. Things are quiet right now, and it will be the moment where things that happen will be the last possible scenario that we'll go through. That's it, right? That's it. One more thing I will say. I'm looking at ETH at this present moment. All right? I'm looking at ETH very, very closely. If I see a low time frame market shift, right, in ETH, we're talking a small amount of movement here. If I see a break of this band here, yeah. If Bitcoin, if ETH breaks the 3,764, I'm going long as like it's on like Donkey Kong, right? How much of a move is that? It's 3%. You could potentially go here. The amount of strength it's showing here as well. Look, again, let me show if you guys want to be safe, I think above that level there. But if we look at the amount, look at the support that we have on ETH here. Well, we can see the chart. Thank you so much. Can we see which coins you have in your portfolio? I can't show that on TikTok, unfortunately. Right? So, if you look at the amount of support that we see here, again, same scenario as Bitcoin at this present moment. The level of support, you see these scam sell-offs that are done by market makers. All of these are market maker sell-offs. I'm telling you now, right? All of this is all levels of support. And if we go to ETH at this present moment, right? We've seen a really interesting move here. Have you guys seen this graph? If we see here right now, we're looking at a situation where staker input has overcome exit of people staking. Ella Buzz, nice to see you can show the screen. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. A little bit of a gamble. I longed ETH, Bitcoin, XRP this morning. Good. That's a good risk to the potential gain. And saying crypto is the same thing happened in January, Feb when we got all time. Yeah. Look, we're going to see. I'm more like right now, as it goes down into levels of liquidity, right? As we start, why are you doing this to me, Brev? Why are you doing this? Okay, well, let's do it here. As we see Bitcoin go down into more levels of liquid, even if it comes down and grabs this area here, I'm going to be averaging down. I am expecting a move up. That's what I'm expecting. We'll see. The 25 volume change has been super green and yeah. It's not only that. It's just, look, You need to. Right now, we are in a scenario, low liquidity, not much movement, not a lot of things are going on, and people are not interested in this market. And look, market makers will try and do things to bring back liquidity, right? Bring back buyers, bring back a whole bunch of stuff that's moving forward, and that there is going to be a move up. Look, people don't buy when things are red, but people buy when things are green. When things are green, people buy, and that's what they're going to induce in this market. And if you miss this move, and it starts going towards a 97, even towards a 94.5, I'm just going to say this, right? I'm just going to say this. Please hold the urge. In my humble opinion, you don't have to listen to what I'm saying, right? Please hold the urge to get in late. Wait. Go against your instincts. Go against the things that makes you want to go in when things are green and leave when things are red. Go against it right now. That's what I'm saying. When do you think the move is going to start? I would say I would not be surprised if this thing doesn't start moving towards New Year's. I think next year, early next year, we might have some problems. I would say early next year, I think we're going to have some real problems. That's all I'm going to say. I think what will happen is that when we reach these higher levels here, we will get a final liquidation event, a massive, massive liquidation that will most probably go and test these lower areas here. It could 74, even possibly down to the 67, because there's a massive look. There is a liquidity gap here, which if it loses that, it can go down from here. I took a diamond profit in over 2 years, waiting until I see the return I'm expecting. Oh wow, that's good, man. Look, that's if you're in good quality projects. I did that with Solana. I bought Solana like COVID at the end of when everything went to absolute crap. You're talking silver, Freddie. If I said to you right now, right, I'm going to say something. This is how I'm going to describe silver right now. If I said to you, silver, right now, if I said, oh my God, have you seen this new meme coin called Silver? It has pumped 400% in the past 2 days. What would be your response to that? Would that be like, yeah, I'm buying that. I'm definitely buying that. That's why I'm definitely buying that. Bro, I'm clipping that. Do it, man. Clip all you want to. Wait until it sells off and uploading into pump. Go for it, Brandon. No problem. I do say that I looked for entry. I'm not liking what I see. When you see people lining up, right? That's as much of a top signal I've ever seen, right? You know, ultimately, I remember I was looking through some of my streams because I was talking to long story. And I remember when Donald Trump launched his meme, and I was like, you know, this could potentially be a top signal, right? I was like, I actually said it on my live. I was like, this could be potentially a top signal. And I gave the analogy, not even the analogy, I gave the example that my cleaner came up to me and said, hey, have you heard of this Donald Trump coin? And I was like, damn. Like when you hear things like that, when you see random people talking about something that they've never talked about before, you know that that's full on exit liquidity. This is what I'm trying to say. So that, anyway, cool. That's my little bit of information. What do you want me to look at? What coins do you want me to look at? What projects you want me to look at? What do you think you want to see? And we can go from there. And if I'm right, I better get like 300 views on my live. You know what I'm saying, isn't it, Brev? Everyone at pawn shop selling old jewelry. It's so hilarious. It's so hilarious, man. It's unbelievable. It's so hilarious. All right, XRP. Dalton, I look at Flare after. Look at XRP. All right, let's see what XRP is doing. All right. Actually, let's see what's going on with this. Look, I'll also say this, right? When MicroStrategy against Bitcoin, I think a bounce will be there. And then, but most probably it's going to come and bounce from here, right? Let me just say that. All right. So ETH is a potential, right? I think ETH has real potential to do some really, really good moves, right? Look at ETH, right? Let's look at XRP. Let's see what XRP is up to. Where's my XRP? I've got so many coins on here. Where is my XRP? All right, XRP. Let's see what XRP is up to. Look, I'll say something. Look, let me look at a larger time frame. I mean, if we go, I would expect. I mean, look, think of it this way, right? It's on a downtrend. It's on a downtrend. It's time for a long crypto until next year. No. I mean, you could potentially do that, but I think there's going to be one last aggressive dip. Usually, right, from my experience, and I'm not going to say anything that I know what I'm talking about, or I have any understanding about anything. I'm just a guy in a sky bunker with a Dolce and Banana t-shirt. In it, brev. Coming to a store near you. But I think they're going to try. What happens usually is that when you get a dip, when you get a pullback, it will normally go 10 to 15% more than you're comfortable with, right? It will normally access this area in your brain that will make you want to sell. And that looks here. At minimum, I would say it's going to come and try and take out this wick here, the 80,000, because there's a real inefficiency here, real inefficiency. But we'll see, right? Also, we look at various other things. If you look at the fib, usually it comes to a 50% margin. That 50% is about, it'll come back and retrace the 50%. That's 98.32 level. And most probably, if we look here, it's going to come, maybe going to try and develop this other arm, this arm that we see here, right? And then go. If it goes up to here, I am shorting so hard. I'm just letting you guys know. I mean, we'll look for confirmation on low time frames, right? But if it can't break this level, it will be the short of your lifetime. It will be the short of your lifetime, in my humble opinion. And if it comes down to these levels, oh God, stop. And if it comes down to these levels down here, either here or here, then it'll be the long of your lifetime. It will be, like the world is changing. I'm just letting you guys know. It will be that move there will most probably, make you into one of those whales for the next bull market. Just so you guys understand, right? So it's nice and clear in your humble minds. Okay, cool. That's that, right? Now, what was I looking at? Oh, XRP. Yeah. Sorry, XRP. Now, XRP, I'm expecting a bounce from this zone. I would not be surprised if it doesn't. Let's look at the lower time frame. Where's our lower time frame going? Yeah, watch for a bounce at the 11820. But this will be a short move. Unless Bitcoin starts doing its rally, which it means it needs to break this trend. But this trend is down and you follow it. You follow this thing. If this comes down to here, comes to this zone, to this trend line, I mean, you can adjust it a little bit. I've just put it as a simple move. You can do it yourself. It doesn't need to be here, right? If it comes to this trend line, you have to balance the odds, right? You need to see if it starts as a market shift, and especially if it gets above the 1.91, 1.91, yeah, 1.913 around that area, and it finds support, then it's long, baby, long, and that will most probably. We look at the higher time frame here. Yo, I would say it could most probably, yeah, most probably test 2.1 to 2.25. This price range here. Yeah, 2.25. If Bitcoin has a nice rally, yeah, around that, between that to 2.3 could move on that side. But again, you trend is your friend until it's not your friend anymore, right? So you have to understand that. Right now, I'm expecting this to come down more and test this 1.81, even potentially coming down to the 1.78, and then find liquidity and move on from there. We'll see. But it's held this zone miraculously, right? This area has been a incredible level of support and liquidity, so that we have to assume that that's going to be the case, right? And you need to also see this. Look, we are in a, I mean, it's not going to be clean, but whatever, right? We are in a bull flag. I mean, there's going to be a point where this break, I mean, unless it gets invalidated and starts breaking. If it breaks below the 1.7, yeah. Now, if it breaks below the 1.627, then that's a massive short. That will be a short of the century, but I don't think it will. We'll see what happens with it. Anything else? Bro, I can't see the ticker. What do you mean? It's XRP. It's there. Right there. Right, what am I looking at? I guess Sui just found the bottom. Do you agree? Let's have a look at Sui. Did you say 10K? What? Who said 10K? No. Eventually XRP will be $1 million. What are you talking about? I'm just talking about ultra short term. You said Sui. Let's have a look at Sui. Let's see what Sui's up to. Where is my Sui? All right, let's see what Sui's up to. Yowza. All right, let's get rid of these. Oh, yep. Sui's looking okay as well, actually. Get rid of it. It's so noisy, this graph. I mean, long term, I have a bag of Sui. I'm holding this long term. Sui is my Solana play. That's what my Sui is. All right. It has some, when you have real large figures talking about Sui, I will not be surprised if it doesn't do a Solana next run. Right. Yeah, Sui also looks pretty good. Let's have a look at where this is holding up. Yeah. Its level of liquidity isn't spectacular, but this is a really strong level of support, right? Really long level of support. I mean, you have to look at the lower time frame here. What are we looking at here? Okay, look. Technically, right? I mean, don't get me wrong, it doesn't look great, but I'm just gonna say, technically, we have broken prior range. Technically, or the lower time frame, right? Yeah, and we have found support a level of liquidity. I would say that there is a chance that this thing could potentially rally. Could. But it is... Okay, I'll just do it in this way, and I'm not gonna say anything that this is your choice, and your choice up to what you guys want to do. This looks like there could potentially be a rally, right? Could potentially be a rally on this, but I would say to the 1.5. I mean, we're looking at 1.5. Is it worth the risk to risk to profit ratio. I mean, even if it goes to the prior range, which is 1.78, is it worth the risk? Is it worth the risk for a 20% move? Where the downside could be enormous, but it's looking like it's holding strength. I mean, like, it's in a perfect pocket of liquidity. If it was in here, I would long. Here, we could maybe. I don't know if it'll be worth it, but yeah, there's a potential. There's an argument to longing this. I don't know though. I mean, look, it's failed. It's to break its previous high on the daily. I wouldn't. This doesn't look fantastic. I wouldn't. This isn't like my favorite thing to look at, to be honest. But no coin really is anything else. But ultimately, it is got multiple levels of support here, and so this is a strong level of support. So I assume this thing should at least have some form of rally. But whether the risk is worth it is another matter. Anything else? What should we be looking at? Market will turn in May with a new Fed chair. Yeah, I think so. I mean, especially as his Flair, yeah, especially as his criteria, Donald Trump's criteria to for the new Fed chair is rate cuts. He basically said if he's not gonna rate cut, I ain't putting him in. And I was like, okay, cool. So we got to get some crazy liquidity going on. Oh man. Let's look at Flair. Look, Dalton, I know you like this is your coin, but this could go down more. It could. There's a possibility this could go down more. 0.01031 is a very there's a real possibility. I mean, there's not much information on this graph. It's relatively new, so there's not too much information on this graph, but that looks. I mean, I don't know too much about this coin, but you could risk to go from here, but I would say a bit lower. That this thing could potentially go a bit lower. We'll see. ADA. Let's look at ADA. Yeah, ADA looks like there's some good support on this as well. That. This. If you really want to, you could see a potential move. I mean, like, if you really want, God, the volume on this is absolutely diabolical. But if I was to say that there is a potential move, 0.35 might have some movement. But you're looking at these type of coins will only move if Bitcoin really, really rallies. But man, that looks terrible. Again, downward trend. Best way to say, if you want it to be a bit cleaner, how about this? All right. If this regains 0.3773, that's when I'll be interested. This is too risky for me. The volume is absolutely terrible. What are we looking at now? Trade taking a look at XPL. Nice liquidity on the upside. Let's look at XPL. What's the time? All right, XPL. There we go. Right? Yep. There we go. Let's look at the XPL. Man, that's such a bro, that is an amazing. That's an amazing graph. That's an amazing graph. Oh, damn. God damn. I didn't know it could go down so much. God damn. I mean, you didn't even. They didn't even bother to try and have a secondary pump. They just pressed the sell button and then DCA'd out. That's a graph, man. What do you want to do with this, bro? I mean, if you want to do a short-term play, technically it has regained a level of kind of liquidity. Kind of. I mean, this gives me ladders up and elevator down vibe hard, man. Although, I mean, yeah, although it is holding its prior range, so we could be seeing a small SR flip. So this could have a move, but this would be scalp to 0.18 maximum. Oh man, syrup. Let's look at syrup. Damn, that's a graph. Whoa. There we go. Yeah, maybe silver can go down further. We'll see. Yeah, only scalp. Not along that. No way, man. There is a potential scalp here. I see where you're coming from. To 0.18, there's a potential scalp that this could happen. This looks like there's some movement going up. So keep an eye on that. But wow, that's a graph. It's like a mountain, but upside down. What else are we looking at? Tell me some other coins. Let me look at some other things, and we can go from there. I'm still trying to get to the understanding of this live. Hey Jay, how you doing? Hello Richie. Anyone new? Follow, check, press the follow button, press the like, all that kind of stuff. You can check my videos. They're all informative and all that kind of stuff. Marinade. Syrup. Let's look at syrup. Do I look at marinade or syrup? Do I look marinade or syrup? What do I like more? All right, where's your US dollar pair? Is there not a better one? Whatever. Yeah, syrup looks really good. However, I will say this though, right? I will say this. Has it beaten its prior high? Did it close above? Did it have a... Was there a close above? Did it have a close above the prior range? Yes, it has. All right, yeah, there's a possibility for this to move. There is a possibility for this to move for sure. I would be looking. Look for this. Look for the reaction off here. All right. Look for the reaction. Yeah. I will look for the reaction of syrup coming in finding liquidity around possibly the 0.31 to 0.3135 to 0.3125 around that area, possibly even coming down to the 0.3116 and then move from there. That could be which nasty wick? What wick are you talking about? What are you talking about? Are you talking on a larger time frame? Oh, you're talking about this one. Yeah. Look, this would be a scalp. That's weird. Look, that's amazing that the thing. This would be a scalp at maximum. If it finds support here, this will be a most probably scalp for a lower high, and then you short the absolute bejesus out of this thing. Oh my lord. But this basically hit zero. This shows that Syrup has all of its tokens in the market maker. Ouch. But yeah, you could see a potential bounce from there, and then you will see if Syrup, if it does bounce, that is, if Syrup does not break its previous high, which it hasn't on the daily, so this looks bearish to be honest on the daily, right? If it does produce a lower high, then you short the absolute bejesus out of this. If it loses, the 0.3038, you short the bejesus out of this thing. And then look for the bounce at the here. Look for the bounce between 0.2621, 0.2538, and then look for the second bounce here. And if that loses it, then you are going to have a world-class short. But I don't know if it will go there. We'll see. It means full market maker. So we'll see. Well, for me to do this, I need to get a few more likes, man. As much as I'm doing all these things, I think everyone's just left me when I'm doing TA analysis on my live. Everyone's like, all right, someone more amazing has come onto my live, so I'll wait for his perfect analysis and understanding of what's going on. Calvin Hill followed me. Oh my god, the Calvin Hill. Tau. All right, let's look at Tau. Let's look at Tau. Tau looks good. I mean, let's not look at high time frames. High time frames, it looks absolutely terrible. But again, look for support. Look for support here. Look for support. Look for support here. Right there. Right? Look for support there. This thing will most probably come and test this zone. This cluster here, usually, look, I'll show you a little bit of an understanding of this. When you see clusters like that, right? The chart will usually come back and test that cluster. So here, in my humble opinion, this would be a somewhat short in a scalp manner to this area. Not too much of a gain here, but there's not too much gains to be made in this. You're looking at a 2% move, right? Here, I would most probably see a little wick underneath, and if it comes back and holds that level of the 2.115, then that should cause a rally, and most probably it will rally to the prior range, which is around. Would it be around there? Yeah, to 2.35. If it does, we'll see. We'll see if that will happen. Look at that in that manner. Could you please check out DRB? I don't know what DRB is. I think the manipulation will end soon. It cost them too. No, it's not. Yeah, I think so. I genuinely do. If you look, actual sellers at loss, and I'll just show it to you again. Oh, that's not it. Actual sellers at loss. I'll show it to everyone again. Sellers at a loss have reduced by 80%, right? So actual sellers, people who are down, who are selling, who are just want to get out of this market and lick their wounds, is down 80%, right? And when it's at that point, then the only thing that are doing what they're doing right now are market makers. And there will be a point. There will be a point where they cannot manipulate the market, and this thing will send, right? Now, I'm not saying this is going to go to all-time highs, or believe me, I'm not saying that. But we could see a beautiful move at this moment, right? We could see a real move. This will give you amazing gains, right? Amazing gains for this move up. So we'll see. We'll see what happens for it. All right, one more. Let's look at a few more, and we can go from there. Do you like this layout, by the way? Can people explain to me if they like this layout, if they like what's going on, if they like the new type of moves that I'm doing, if I'm actually showing the right things, if people are looking at the right way? Is it better on the tickety talk, or is it better on the shabooby booby? Right, what's going on the X? Is anyone watching me on X? Oh no, there's no one. Everyone on X, by the way, if you guys can retweet this, it would be amazing. I don't ask for much, genuinely. Like, yeah, I really don't ask anything from you guys other than just to share the views and what I'm talking about, and what's going on and what's happening. Other than that, that would be amazing if you guys could do something on that level, right? Okay, cool. What else are we looking at? What else am I looking at? Tell me. VeChain. All right, let's look at VeChain. VeChain. On the new year, the UK head of VeChain is coming onto our live, by the way, so you can talk to them by yourself. VeChain is a long-term play for me. I'm holding VeChain, especially with the new upgrade and the new factors that are coming in. I see very positive things for that, and especially if I'm like, you're gaining 18 to whatever % on your allocated validators. I have no problem with that. Cool. All right, let's look at VeChain. God, every graph. I will look at Epic. Don't worry. Every graph. Every graph. Is Crypto King still around? I'm saying I'm holding VeChain for a year. VeChain, I think, will do very, very well long term. Can I say something? Is Crypto King still around? I haven't seen a single post of his, unless he's like banned me, which is a possibility. I don't see him anymore as well. How does Crypto King say it's a manipulation? I miss his bull flag things. I'm gonna get to Fat Cat in a second. I'm gonna ask you guys a question. Oh, in fact, I'll ask it now. He's gone. Yeah, okay, good. I don't know. Look, 99% of posters in this industry are going to disappear. 99. And the ones who stay are the ones that actually who want to really help you guys and keep an eye on the market. Because right now is where you really, really have to focus in. Believe me, money is made in the bear run, not in the bull. That's my humble opinion. You don't have to listen to me. This is not advice in any way whatsoever. That's just my thoughts. So yeah, for Fat Cat, I want to ask you guys a question, right? I want to build utility for this coin. It's not gone anywhere. I'm still there. This thing is not gone. As long as I'm here, that it's got to be here, right? I want to build utility for this coin, but I want to, many minds are better. Like 100. We have only 200, 300 people watching this live right now, right? Many people's minds and opinions are better than just me, and I can pretty much build anything, right? I want to build something for this project where you guys will actually use it, right? Something where you would be like, right now I need to open up this utility, and that is something that I want to build. Because if you guys can be careful what you say. I'm not gonna say anything. I'm not gonna give away anything, Jesus. I'm just I want people's understanding on what people are thinking and what aspect that I can build that can work in that way. What would be something that you guys would utilize? What would be something that people in this market right now would be like, you know what, if I had that, I would do it. So you guys can write it in the comments, you can say it here and everything else like that. Have a think about it. It's really important that if you guys can think about what would be something that can be built that you guys could actually use, and what would be. Oh my God, my cat is falling asleep in the funniest and yo. Yo. Oh my God. Anyway, whatever. How about trading according to astrology? I don't know if I can build that. YouTube is always better than TikTok. It gives so much multiple more views. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. But yeah, right. So where are we going? Kirkland said that we much see some big moves coming last 2 years ago, and I don't see that move. What? I don't know what that means. Cryptos, that'd be fun. A TA Telegram bot. Would you guys use it? Maybe staking. Staking can be done. The only thing with staking is that you have to put up tokens for staking. None. So you actually pay out. Staking is done in that manner where you have to actually lock up a bunch of your tokens, and then it gives a return in the tokens. Could be done, but it could be also problematic. Staking only really works if you actually own the the coin itself, and it's not launched through a platform. It's the only time it really works, and you can actually inflate it out. That's why these tokens that give real staking rewards have an inflationary factor to it. Where is the crazy move up? Where is the crazy move up? I'm not Crypto King, man. I go and ask him. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know when the crazy. Go ask him. I don't know, man. I don't mean to be laughing at you, but I'm just saying, man. I don't know what he's saying. I don't know half the stuff he's saying. I got banned for saying that's not a bull flag. That's the only interaction. I've had another interaction with him. I've had another interaction with him, but that was another one I can't really talk about because it shocked me to my core. Come on, Riz. I thought you can predict everything. I can't predict everything. Who said I can predict everything? What are you talking about? I have a healthy prediction to non-prediction like radar, but yeah, I don't know when the crazy moves, but I think we're going to see a counter rally soon. To be honest, it should have happened last week. Look, just so you guys understand, and these wicks on the daily, those massive wicks that you see are manipulation. Full-blown manipulation. What do you think of Polymarket? I think Polymarket is the maximum evolution of meme coins. Now, the thing with Polymarket, right? And this is my problem with Polymarket. And there might be a potential for, I'm talking to a group, an actually Saudi group that wants to do something. Can you zoom out by 10%? Oh, right. Sorry. There we go. Is that better? Sorry about that. True, so much insiders. Yeah. The thing that I would say about Polymarket, and as I said, I'm talking to a Saudi group that they potentially want to launch something next year, right? Which would potentially be huge, right? Is this people who set the actual whether something's going to happen or not can be manipulated so badly, and it just develops another means for extracting liquidity, and I don't like that, right? The only way that Polymarket really works is if it is purely chance based, and then that just goes into full blown gambling. And if you want to play in that field, you can do. There's everyone for everyone, right? Anyone for anyone that can work in that side, and we can see where it goes from there. That's what I will say. But there is value there, and I think that the next stage and evolution of what we will see as pure speculation will be that in this industry. It's just how they're gonna get around the regulations to do it. That there, my friend, is the real question. That there is, yeah. Do we get free trades on the program? What do you mean, Lion King? I don't understand what you mean. A lot of people on holiday, man. It's, most companies close over this whole period. Honestly. What's this? Like signals and stuff like that. Yeah, my portfolio is down 60. Everyone is. But if you're in good projects at this present moment, if you're in good things, thank you so much. That's very kind of you, but I'm not trading king at all, right? In this market, no one is a king. In this market, price action is so terrible and manipulation is so terrible that you're just gonna be in a hole most of the time, and you have to play markets carefully, really, really carefully. Thoughts on night? What's night? I'm assuming. Let me see what night is. What's night? You can't predict anything right now. Oh my god! You wrote night like no. Do you feel the quality of the Lamar? How you doing, bruv? Man, why were you watching someone else and then came to me, Lamar? I feel like I've been cheated on. I know you're a player in many levels and your 15 girlfriends that you have, right? But you shouldn't be cheating on me, bruv. You shouldn't be cheating on me. Low leverage. Yep, I agree with that. Charles, I don't know what you want me to do about this, man. I appreciate that you're probably in this coin, right? And I'm sure whatever. The best thing I could say, right? I mean, there's not much here. The best thing I'd say is that if it fails on its prior range, which is basically this, if it can't get above the 0.11173, this thing's going down. There we go. What do you want me to do with this? I don't know what I can say with this. When you get charts working, oh well, technology and stuff. Do you think Stratos is going to make me a millionaire? I stuck 400. Oh man, don't make me answer that question. I don't know how I can answer that question. That's a loaded question I've ever seen one in my life. Oh, man, yeah. You need to be able to. You need to be able to look if you're trading in leverage, which is hard at this moment. Work on low leverage so you can absorb what these bull crap we can find. See your screen. Well, you could see my screen before, but you want to see it on a tiny phone while you're on the toilet, obviously. Obviously, once the biryani is working through you, you're like, all right, let me watch Alvarez talk about some TA on this graph and talk about market analysis and understand what's going on. No, not on a big screen where you can actually see my screen. Nah, bruv. I want to be able to zoom in 15 times. One hand zoom, obviously. Let's see. What do you think about I don't know, man. Any type of announcement of any type of I don't know, compliance or ETFs or this and the other it's usually the announcement will build more growth than it's being passed or not. This is what happens. It's usually a sell the news type of event in these scenarios. I know this might have been a stupid. There's no stupid questions in this live at all. Everyone can ask whatever they want to. I will give my opinion on everything that everyone says. I know this might have been stupid, but put some in OVPP. Ever heard of it? No, man. I might take back what I just said. I'm messing around. All right, what'd you say? Dot. Did you just say dot? Fulton Mason. I was there the other day. Their prosciutto is really nice, but super expensive. It's a bit too thick though. Dot. Damn. God damn. Well, I mean, it's officially lower than its launch price. I don't know how that's possible, but God damn. Uh, I mean, technically, I mean, if we want to be like, if you want to have a potential like long here, this looks like it's going down, man. Look, if it, where are we here? It's looking like it's losing support. The only other time the area that's left is 1.8. If it loses 1.8, this thing's going down hard, like hard. Watch for this zone here, right? Oh no, wrong way. Yeah, watch for that zone there. It's really weak support though. It hasn't been able to break its previous high. It's a lower low, lower high. This is a short in my opinion. That's what it looks like to me. Most of those will fill those 10 wicks. Yeah, eventually. But I think there might be a pump before that, man. Genuinely, I think there might be a rally before that. I really do think so. I really do think that it's going to be. I think it's a rally, then grab of maximum late liquidity. The amount of people that if Bitcoin gets up to this 110 to 1.2, if it gets up there, I'm just saying, evening, man. If it gets up to this level here, and by the way, everyone here, if you follow, that would be very much appreciated. If you want to share, that would also be appreciated, and all the likes and all that kind of jazz. That means a lot. The amount of late longs that will happen here will be spectacular. I'm being serious. We're talking $1 billion loss of liquidity out of the market, and that there, my friend, will bring it down aggressively hard. But we'll see when it's a relief rally. We'll see. This is looking strong for a relief rally right now, especially if we look at the total market cap right now. It's looking good. If we see, I mean, we can start early if you want to, but if we see, I mean, it's tried to break. Look, remember, fourth attempts are usually the times where you see. What am I doing? Why can't I work technology? Please stop doing this. Stop it. There we go. Usually what you will see is the fourth attempt is a breakthrough, right? And we've had 1, 2, 3, and I think that it's going to come and try and test us again and break through. I think that will be the point when they will break through, and then most probably we'll get the first area of profit taking on the total will be about the 304, and then it will most probably test this 32 to 315 trillion area, and that there will be decision point. And I think by the time it gets to there, I think Bitcoin will most probably test at least the prior range, 94, and potentially the 100,000, and that there will be the moment to really get those shorts in. But I'm telling you, a lot of people will late long this hard, because most people are thinking bearish right now, and all the bears in this market, all the bears are going to be shouting the hardest, and it's going to make you not want to get into any position. And all of these wicks, these scam wicks that you get, and that are all sells from market makers, right? All of these sell wicks from market makers are going to end at one point, and it will rally hard, and people are not going to be in at this at these levels, or potentially a bit lower down for this to run up. Right? Anything else? Can you look at ZBCN? ZBC. All right, let me look at ZBCN. ZBCN. Where is the dollar pair to this? Where is it? OKX. No, let's go with Maxi. Yeah. Eesh. Look, we're sitting at liquidity. Okay. Okay, look. This is grab liquidity. But if it cannot regain... Oh, man, it really has... This is... If it cannot regain 0.0024068, this thing's going down. If it can't regain that. Look at the short, small time frame. Hey. I mean, look. It hasn't been able to break its previous high, right? It hasn't been able to close before its previous. This thing's going... This looks like it's going to go down. Yeah, this looks like a short to me. Even though it's produced a higher low, but it's failed on the upside. This is hard. Look, if it regains above, if it regains above the 0.0024130, then that's a long. If it can't, this thing's going down. In my humble opinion, don't listen to me. I don't know what I'm talking about. Finding Stewie, show a shot. MMs were heavily involved. Oh, they all are. Right now, it's like that. Can you look at hype? Ooh, yeah. I like hype. I've been trading hype a lot recently. It's got good liquidity, that's why. Where's hype? Let's look at hype. Now, hype looks very good. Hype looks... It looks very good. Hype looks very, very, very good. Bring that down to the wick. Oh wow! Now, this looks very good, right? Higher lows, higher highs broke the previous high. It's found support at higher than the previous low. If Bitcoin doesn't nuke, right? I just want to say this. If Bitcoin doesn't nuke, this is going to do some silly things. That's all I'm going to say, right? Because this looks... I'm in that hype long. I added to my hype. I added to all my positions. If Bitcoin rallies, this thing is going to do some stupid things. Stupid. I'll say this, right? If it breaks 26.3, it's gonna be pretty good. It's gonna be pretty good. I mean, I entered... Where did I enter? I know the exact time I entered. Yeah. I entered at 24.33 on hype. So I'm up at the moment. That was the trade that I gave in the pro group. Yeah, I'm up on that. I missed those trades. Yeah, it's all right, man. Look, a lot of people closed the thing, but I just I didn't. I held them lower leverage, and I held them because I have conviction that this market's going to go up. I really do think so. Genuinely. Okay, where are we right now? What are we looking at? What's your comment on Aptos? I think I'm going to Aptos trade as well. Do I have an Aptos trade? I think I'm an Aptos. Yeah, I do. I've taken some profit on Aptos though. There we go. entry on Aptos. Here. Yeah, I'm up. I'm barely up on Aptos. I'm holding Aptos as well. These are my trades. Although it looks like it's going to be, it might. If it starts to get, if it breaks the 1.6463, I might cut this trade. Maybe. We'll see. We could get a scam. We can get it come back. We'll see. We'll see. I like Aptos. I think Aptos is going to do well. I think there's a potential for a move up on Aptos for sure. But damn. At least it's trying to pump, all right? At least it's trying to pump. But damn, I think Aptos has a real possibility to reach its, maybe not there. That's quite aggressive. I think the prior range is still possible. The 3. It is possible to do that. We'll see. If Bitcoin starts doing some moves, it could happen. Every chart looks crap now. Think of it this way, and I want everyone to understand this, right? If a project survived this moment right now, that is a project you need to be in. All right? That's the best way for me to put it, right? In my humble opinion, don't listen to me. I don't know what I'm talking about. What's the new rule in crypto in January 26? Do you use centralized exchanges? Yeah, so let me say this, right? I'm not some financial advisor at all. This is from my understanding, and I don't know. You need to talk to a tax accountant or anything like that. But it looks like there's a new rule coming into the UK where if you are KYC'd in the UK on any exchange, they are obliged to give every single trade and input of what you do and profits and disposals and all that kind of stuff to information to the Inland Revenue. So you have to get your tax affairs in order. You should be getting in order anyway, to be honest. But if you want to, there's I think it's Crypto Jamie. There's an influencer who's I would move out. I'm going to at the end of the year. I've planned to do my move. Where I will never say, but there will be signs. There will be signs. I'm gonna have to move out. It's got to a point where it's ridiculous at this present moment. Like fully ridiculous. The UK is. I think UK is moving into a scenario where. The UK is moving into a scenario where it's going to need at least 5 years. At least 5 years to get out of whatever hole it's built itself into. Jamie what, bro? I will... What was his name? 1 second. I'll tell you. He's a friend of mine, actually. He's a really cool guy. 1 second. 1 second. Yeah, so it's... What's his account? Does he have it? Yeah, it's crypto... Just write Jamie Crypto Tax and it should come up on TikTok. I got a spare room in the US. We can trade together. Yeah, let's do it, man. I can bring my family along. I'm sure my wife would love that. I'm sure she would absolutely love. I'm sure she would absolutely love being in your spare room. Oh my God, that would be the dream. We trade. She's angry. Dream, guys. Great. Plenty of room in Florida. I love the US. Don't get me wrong. I would love to do that. But my whole life is in this industry, and I've stuck it out in this country for a long time, like a long time. I've done a lot that's and I've given a lot to this country, and it's just getting into a point where it's getting almost impossible to do anything of any entrepreneurial aspect here. So I'm gonna have to do something in that manner. I'm still gonna have a base here. I can't. It's where I've been born and bred and had all the things that I've done in my life, but I can't deal with it anymore, man. Everyone I talk to, there's this lack of, wanting to grow and do something and get something bigger. You in the UK, yeah, I am, and that is just bumming me out, man. It's bumming me out. Everyone just doesn't want to do anything and just like collect stuff. Yeah, that's the one. Crypto Tax Jamie, that's the one. I think that's the one. He's a good guy. You should talk to him. He does lives as well and he answers questions. Everyone here is depressed. Everyone's depressed. Yeah, they intentionally destroy. I don't know, man. It's just like I have investment properties here, and I can understand people's pain and annoyance on the government. That's what I'm gonna say. Like it's wild. It's wild. Because one of the properties I have, I rent out to the council. Just so you guys have an understanding, I'm going to say something that's going to annoy you guys so badly. If you're in the UK, this is going to really annoy you. This is going to really annoy you, right? When you rent it to the council, they give you something called a feasibility report, right? No, spill. No. They give you something called a feasibility report, right? And a feasibility report is the family that's going to come into your property. My property I have is quite a big one. It's a 5-bedroom property that I rented out. It's not in the best area, but whatever. It's investment property, whatever, right? And that feasibility report tells you how much money the council gives them. And when I saw it, I was like, yeah, I need to get out of this country. Like, there is no way that this country can survive, but with the amount of money that they're giving these people. I'm being serious. I'm being serious. I was shocked how much money they gave. Not only do they give them, not only do they pay their rent completely, they don't get a council tax. By the way, council tax in the UK, if you're not from the UK, is a tax that you get to live in a certain area. There's different areas, right? And they also get a payment. So they get paid to live in the house that they pay. So they pay, this is foreign to most. If you live in the UK, you'll understand what I'm talking about. If you don't, you'd be like, sorry, what did you just say? Yeah. So in England, if you don't earn a certain amount, all right, they pay your rent. They pay for your rent. They pay your council tax. You have to pay for your electricity, obviously. And on top of that, they pay you money to live. So it's pretty cushy. I'm not going to lie. And let's just say it this way, right? Apart from my rent, the rent I get, it's more than 370 per month, brother. It's more than... This family has 5 kids, right? They have 5 kids. They pay their rent. Fully pull their rent. You can imagine what a 5-bedroom house in the UK rent will be. Just pick a number from your head. It's in London. There's a number there. On top of that, they get £3,800 a month. Just so you understand. Just let that sink in. Let that sink into your mind of how unsustainable what this is. And I love it. I love it how they say, we have no idea. There is no idea why all these people are coming to the UK. I have no idea. I have no idea. It's hard, man. It's really, really hard in the UK. Like they basically don't want you to be entrepreneurial or get real success because they will tax the absolute bejesus out of you. That's why everyone's leaving. I think it's like 1,000 millionaires are leaving every month or something. Okay, can you stop now? Drives me mad. I know. Cryptos, I know. You work hard. We all work hard. And it's just wild. It's wild. Anyway, middle class is almost non-existent. Yeah, they're leaving now as well. There's the latest statistics that middle class are leaving as well. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy in this country. Anyway, okay, last few questions and then I'm off. I know everyone is in full holiday mood and all that kind of stuff. CryptoCrit said render can hit $40. What? What did he say? Wait, what? 40. 40. He said 40. I'm still scrolling. 1 second. $40. What I don't get, right? What I don't get. This is what I don't understand. Sorry, I need to go to the monthly because what I don't get with Crypto King, right, is how does he get 500 viewers on his live? How does he get 500 viewers on his live? I don't get it. Is he doing something special for people to believe that it will get to $40? It must be the charm. Hey, I'm charming. I am just as charming as that dude. Look, I have a Dolce and Banana t-shirt. What's the name? It's the name, maybe, yeah. I mean, he would have to be a king to I mean, I might eat my words here. But damn. I mean, if he said something like $10, I'd be like, okay, maybe next bull run possible, maybe $20 possible if it gets go crazy, like a lot of liquidity. But 40? What's the chair? Looks like a bed frame chair. What? If he goes to 40, I'm going to say, I will apologize. I will apologize to Crypto King if this thing goes to 40. Now, I can't say it will never, ever in my life potentially get there. All right. I have a bed frame chair. Oh, you mean the thing behind me? No, that's my handrail, man. You know, I think I know what it is. I think because I'm in this room, I'm gonna create an office. All right, I'm gonna create an office, and I'm gonna write Alvarez King on the top, and then you'll see. Then you'll see, right? Then you'll see, and I'll say crazy things like, you know, $40 and oh my god, have you seen ICP? ICP should hit $3,160 minimum. What are you talking about? Look, it's definitely gonna happen. Alvarez King, all right? Are we expecting news? Right? I think there should be. Crypto King was the funniest. Well, did people watch because it was funny, or people actually thought that he was like clever? I'm worried people thought he was clever because like the guy just came and said he was gonna go to 40. Are you nuts? I mean, even if we were at we were bull run like crazy alt season, I don't think it would get to 40. I don't think that would get to 40. The amount of inflation on that thing, there's no way that's getting there. I mean, XRP to 10K is more viable than. Oh my god, yeah, I'm gonna get an office, right? Because as much as I love people talking about my handrail being my chair, my bed frame chair. I just don't get how. I don't get how that's where you go to. You go to bed frame chair. Not anything else. Not even bed frame. Bed frame chair. I might start that business. Bed frame chair. Anyway, cool. Look, guys, I appreciate it. It means a lot that you guys are here. It's a nice bed frame chair. God, honestly. And all that kind of stuff. Hopefully by the new year, I'm going to set out one of my bedrooms into into a studio, because this way, I'll get maybe like 10 more viewers. All right, guys, look, I appreciate everything. You guys have been incredible. Happy New Year and everything else. I should be starting my videos and getting the whole thing moving from there. And let's see what happens. Let's see if I'm correct or not. But I'm expecting some sort of rally from this point. Let's see what goes on, unless there's going to be some form of another market maker grab of liquidity. See if that can go or not. All right, you guys are incredible. Happy New Year to you all. Let's see what happens. Have a think about the Fat Cat utility as well, and I appreciate you guys all being here at this moment in time, and we will catch you guys later. Take care, peace, and all that kind of stuff. Take care, guys. Take care. Okay, to you guys as well on the stream, you guys are absolutely very much appreciated for you guys being here. Consider following, subbing and doing all that kind of stuff, and we can get from there. All right, guys, appreciate it. Catch you guys later.